morning, everybody. What happened this weekend? Oh yeah, the Arsenal women won the League Cup. So Arsenal women won the League Cup. On one hand, I think that Chelsea women, they're eyeing the FA Cup since they didn't get that League Cup. We'll see how that pans out. What else happened? What was the big thing that happened today? I cannot remember. But
Yes,
we'll
you
remember
can.
as the show goes on. I just want to say that if you're a Manchester United fan, don't worry about anything. I got you. Once they upload the results on the server, will be completely different. So wait till they upload the result. The result you saw yesterday is not the result.
Oh wow.
They are going to upload the real
Shady,
result.
shady, shady.
But yeah, the show, a lot of breakfast going around this morning. So let's just get straight into it. Sibi, tell us how we can be part of the locker room.
All right, the WhatsApp number is 0809 on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Just search for Smooth981. You can catch the live stream and post the comments on there as well. Or just tweet at Smooth981.
All right. So, stories.
Libyan ref Ahmed for Nigeria and the Gambia duel. Daniel Medvedev overwhelms Andrei Rublev to win title. Bahrain Grand Prix, Red Bull dominates, but Fernando Alonso and Aston Martin play starring role. Ten Hag slams Man United after Liverpool humiliation. Ha ha!
You know what Grandpa is saying? Thank you, Lord.
Ancelotti worried about Real's lack of urgency. Arsenal overwhelmed by epic fightback. Ateta. Allegri laments keen mistake after 40-second red card.
Yeah, he came on and he went back very quickly. Grand opening, grand closing.
Mbappe breaks PSG goal record in win over Nantes. Those are the stories.
All right, so let's start from Nigeria. The under 20 Flying Eagles will be playing today. All right.
So the Confederation of African Football has appointed Libyan official Abdul Zag Ahmed as referee for Monday's under 20 Cup of Nations clash between Nigeria and the Gambia at the Cairo International Stadium.
Yes, so the big deal has as disappointed as you may be in the method or the play with the way the guys are playing at the under 20 World Cup. They are in the semifinals. They have a match today and they are gunning for the title. And so a huge one for Nigeria. By this evening, they'll be seeing if they can get the trophy. At the end of the day, a lot of us may complain about how the football is not pretty and how it's not fluid and how the boys could have done better. Some of you may be arguing about their age. I'm not the one that gave birth to them. The most important thing is they come out to the match, to games every day, and they try to deliver. So Ladan Bosso has prepared his guys to take on the Gambia. I still say Senegal for the title, but let's see how it goes with the Flying Eagles.
All right. Russian Daniil Medvedev swept past compatriot Andrei Rublev to win the Dubai Tennis Championship title and continue his rather superb run of form.
Yes, so huge one for Daniel Medvedev. Now, look, I know he was trying to support his friend Andrew Rublev when he said, I think it was last year that Tsitsipas was saying, he was trying to explain. He was not shading him, but you know how sometimes in the heat of the moment things come out wrongly. He was trying to say that that Andrew Rublev, has a good serve, but he doesn't have. There's not much else that will make him have sleepless nights. Yeah, it was a huge one. Turns out it's true. Andrew Rublev is the two things that work for Andrew Rublev. He has stamina, so he can go on for days. And he doesn't. He's resilient, so he doesn't go away very easily, and he has good serves. When you take those two things out, he's pretty much easy to beat, and that's why you saw the final you saw yesterday, where Daniel Medvedev completely overpowered him. It's not like he didn't have moments of brilliance. It's just that he can easily be found out, and for and yes, he may have a good run of 2 weeks where he can go on and maybe win a Grand Slam. I'd be shocked, but he's like a player with with a limited amount of resources, but he does know how to do it also. On that note, I'd applaud him. So I think, I mean, just watching the final, in fact, when he made it through to the final, I was just like, Daniel Medvedev is going to walk all over this guy
Mm,
and walk all over him. He
he did.
did. Try to make him feel a little better and was saying, he's very tough to beat. We agree. He's tough to beat, but he's very easy to read.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, that is the problem. So, congratulations to Daniel Medvedev. He really won. I mean, he had a very poor outing by his standard towards the end of last year.
Mm.
And this year didn't start off in the best of ways, but he's picking up. So, picking up at the right time. So let's see how this will be when it comes to Masters and a Grand Slam.
All right, and let's move on to racing. Now, Fernando Alonso enlivened a first race of the Formula One season that was dominated by Red Bull's Mark Verstappen in a fashion that suggested the destiny of this year's World Championship might already be known.
Oh yes. So from testing, Red Bull had just looked faster, and this what happens usually when they change engines. Whenever there's a new engine change or a new
Mm.
engine rule, the constructor that first gets it right, most in general, gets it right to the end. Um, and that's what has happened to the Red Bull, which is why robbing Lewis Hamilton in 2021 was key. Because I knew that once those new engine changes came in, Mercedes was no longer going to be the dominant one.
Mm.
Um, and Red Bull got it off the bat, they got it. And so it's going to be hard. Everybody else is playing catch up at this point in time. Ferrari again with their reliability issues. I mean, on Saturday during qualifying, Charles Leclerc looked like he was going to be able to push and get in the front row, and then when it was time to come out the second time around, he didn't come out. What happened? They said something to do with his batteries. I'm like, look, we've changed team principle. We've changed different things in this car, and we still have reliability issues at Ferrari.
Mm.
What is going on? And then for Mercedes, it's like they walked backwards, because they are not anymore faster now. So last year they were talking about the top two, and then Mercedes was the best of the rest. Now they're talking about the top three, and Mercedes is still the best of the rest. The third person being Aston Martin, and Aston Martin are using Mercedes engine. So Aston Martin just literally came to Mercedes kitchen, took all the ingredients, and made a better meal. that's just it's just horrible standard. So yeah, Mercedes need to come up to try and compete, but it was a disaster from testing through to qualifying, and then eventually in the race yesterday. Lewis Hamilton did manage to do some damage control, fought back. At some point, he looked like he was going to take third from Carlos Sainz, who was struggling for Ferrari with his reliability issues, but the car just wasn't fast enough.
Mm.
And then my driver of the day was Alonso. Oh my goodness. So at the start of the race, his teammates hit him. Um, so he walked backwards or he drove backwards. But from then on out, he was flat out impressive. He was overtaking, he was out planning, he was out thinking. In fact, he was thinking with his own chief engineer exactly how the race was going to go. And truth be told, I think if he didn't have that contact at the start of the race, maybe
Mm.
he would have been chasing the Red Bulls earlier, and maybe would have seen a different result. But Alonso really had a very impressive showing on the day. Unfortunately for him, Red Bull just seemed like they have it under control. So congratulations to Red Bull. It's already looking like this season is going to be theirs. The question is, who is going to come second and third?
Wow. All right, so let's go on to football. Now, Eric Ten Hag has accused his Manchester United players of an unprofessional and unacceptable performance. And this is as they crashed, whoa, to a humiliating 7-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0 defeat at bitter rivals Liverpool on Sunday.
Before the match, it took it to Eric Ten Hag that, how does it feel, to be going to Anfield to play this kind of match? He said, what do you mean? The pitch size is still the same, the grass is the same, the everything is the same. It's
Mm.
still going to be three referees. Eric Ten Hag, I should ask him this morning whether everything is really the same. Because It was bad.
Wow.
At the start of the match, I was like, look, Manchester United is in great form. Liverpool is are the team that are struggling to catch up. So this has set up to be an interesting one.
Mm.
There was nothing in me that saw 7-0. I didn't see it
Wow.
in a dream. I didn't see it in a drunken haze. I did not see it coming. First half looked like exactly the kind of match you're going to see, one goal in it. That's how the game, it was going to supposed to be tight, it was supposed to be close. Second half, I expected Manchester United to come out, tweak a little thing here or there, and then maybe get back in it. No. Next thing I know, it was goal at the start of second half. Then goal
Wow.
again. Three. By the time it got to three,
Wait, these 7 goals were scored in one half?
6 goals were scored in one half.
Oh.
It was a horrible second 45 minutes. It was a 45 minutes that they should forget. I'd say this: if you're a Manchester United player right now, just go out today and have fun. They shouldn't have training. They should just go out. They should have popcorn,
Oh, they need therapy.
skip with their family, do whatever it is. Just try to make them happy. And then in the evening, just sit all of them down. Let them watch the video yeah, because I don't know that there's much you can tell a person when he was involved in the match um to get him back up. I think he needs to see where all the errors were, because it was a great capitulation. I'm talking Liverpool this season, as horrible as they've been, they just somehow they got it right, and they took clean advantage of Manchester United. I mean, the midfield was horrible, and the midfield had Casemiro in it. Casemiro that had been
Mm.
fantastic. The defense was completely wiped away. I'm talking about defense that had Lisandro Martinez and Varane. It was a bad day. Marcus Rashford looked like he was sitting down in the corner and trying to take notes from Mo Salah as opposed to playing the game. It was a horrible outing. So want to open the phone lines right now for Manchester United fans, because this is your therapy session. And for other fans, Liverpool fans can call and gloat, because I've laughed at Liverpool fans a little bit this season. It's your time to laugh back at me. So the numbers to call are
0144899981.
and just tell us what your thoughts are on this match. How did it look from where you watched it? And like I said, this is your one chance as a Liverpool fan to get back at me. After today, no more. So before we go on the break, let's take one or two messages. Let's take one first.
All right, Nee says, seventh heaven for United. What a humble week for United. All quiet on the Western Front in Manchester.
And Real One says, good morning, Tigress. I'm a Man United fan. That's a prank. It can't be real. It can't be real. We asked Liverpool how many days do we have in the week, and they gave us an answer. That was not just a defeat for Manchester United. It was a generational loss.
Wow.
Aww. Lanre from the abroad says, new season, same old Ferrari reliability issues. Alonso and Aston Martin are the new bells of the paddock. And what a drive by the old matador himself. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. What's your name and your location?
Okay, this is Piccolo.
All right, Zikolo, go right ahead.
Oh, I have some Man U fans that refuse to pick my call, and they have been gloating. And when it's been the other way around, it was a good night, but not certainly not for Man U fans, and it was enjoyable. And it's even interesting that every seven act, or what do they call him, said that he couldn't recognize his players. That was how much the thrashing was. It was a sweet victory. I'm not a United fan. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I enjoyed it.
All right then. Thank you very much. All right, so on that note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will see the renaming of 10 Hag to 7 Hag. We'll be back.
Smoother than a fresh jar of
Wicked. Damn. How did that happen?
What does future
It
forward
was
banking
bad.
mean to you?
It's
It
an
was bad.
annihilation.
I think
Innovation,
What on earth?
the
convenience,
second and
lifestyle
third goal
goals,
went
or
in that
just simply
early.
getting
I was
service
like,
that is
So it
designed
was
just
6
for
goals
you.
in the first half.
Yeah,
No.
No,
we
in the
thought
second.
you
Okay,
might
so it
like
was
all
one
of
in the
that
first
and
half.
more.
So that was
That
okay.
is
They had
why
a
I was
we
like,
specially
I was like,
created
okay, they're
Providence
going to
Bank
come
for
back
you
and they're
to
going
take
to
care
crash
of
the
your
back.
daily
Sorry, let me
experiences.
drink water.
At Providence Bank, we believe that banking should be
So
all
cold
about
in this
you
place.
and your business and how to get you
It's
to
so
the
cold
next level.
inside.
If you do not already have a Providence Bank account, please speak with our business concierge on 0700 77 684 387 or email businessconcierge@providencebank.com to switch to a future forward banking
What on
experience.
earth?
Was in.
Providence
God,
Bank.
this is the one like
Future
that guy will go and flog
forward
them inside the
banking.
changing
No,
room.
you know what? You know what impresses
James,
me?
look,
How they're
I'm on the
beating your team
expressway.
7-0
My
and
car
you
just
have
broke
to
down.
stand
I
there.
want to
Yeah,
go.
and watch.
And watch.
Sorry, you
Me,
don't have
I
to
don't go
use
dressing
credit
room at the
card.
wait.
Or you pull a Mourinho, do something so they'll give you red
Red
card.
card.
So you just go away. Save yourself
I'm
the
in a position
shame.
where I can't.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
Eh?
Damn.
With Global
Okay, so when we come back,
you
we'll
can
finish
borrow
Larry's
airtime and
message.
pay later.
Larry
It's
from the
easy.
abroad.
Just
Okay.
dial
And then we'll take a few messages before we go to the next story.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Glow is always there for you when it matters most.
Ah, the messages are coming
Sorry,
thick and
James.
fast.
As I was saying, my car just broke down now.
How did they walk? How did they stand? How did they keep playing?
There was one particular point in time that I saw Casemiro on the bench. He was just working like this.
Smooth.
And after it was
Fresh
I was like, ah, this guy is thinking of Real Madrid.
Like, who sent me? Who sent me? Oh, that's the wrong bit.
This is Smooth 98.1.
The 7-0 affected me. You're listening to The Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. Stega and Zibi here. 8:33. Wow.
All right, so let's take your messages again. I was going to finish Larry from the abroad's message. He was saying really sad Mercedes, really sad to see Mercedes so off and to hear Toto Wolff write off the season so early, especially after they also wrote off 2022 to focus on this year. I agree with you. He was talking about Lando is still in the pit. So if Ocon is still serving his penalties, yes, Ocon had a bad day yesterday. It's like everything he did resulted in a penalty. Everything. So really bad day yesterday. But that was about the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's see what Zicolo had to say. He says, "Good morning, Tega. It isn't funny. Eric Ten Hag says after the match that he didn't recognize his team. No matter the Ojoro that Man United via their VAR refs tried to do against Arsenal. Now we get this EPL trophy." He now says, "Please, what is your opinion on the penalty called by Arsenal on Saturday?" We'll get to that story, and there was so much. Read this message from Nero.
All right, Nero says, the Liverpool we knew and United we missed played yesterday. United won't make top 4. Arsenal won the league with that goal.
Oh, and then Tayo.
Tyre says, you know it's bad when Chelsea joins the mocking Liverpool. They turned the whole club into a drink and gulped them. It's unheard of. I thought EPL would upload a different score by now. It was disrespectful. Varane and Martinez the Butcher were butchered by Salah, Gakpo, and NFT Nunes. Somebody give them a map. They looked lost. Oh! Rashford with his gesture was using his 2 hands to hold his head. Anthony with his samba breakdance. Fabinho is yet to release Casemiro from his pocket.
This is so unfair. We'll just take one more message and we'll go into the next story. This one is from CC Classic.
After the 7-0 demolition of Manchester United last night by Liverpool, one of the United fans said, well, football will not matter in heaven anyways. Vanity upon vanity. The only goals that would matter are the heavenly goals.
I believe you. It's today. First of all, we drag you and then we think of the heavenly goals. I think we have some messages on YouTube. Yeah?
Okay, let's see. Bolaji says Man United has to go to court. There's rigging in the results. Metro says it's obvious the referee didn't use BFAS to transmit the result of the match yesterday. Therefore, I reject the result.
I agree with all these rejections. All right, let's take. We're still taking those phone calls. If you're a Liverpool fan, you need to gloat today. Today is your day. If you're a Manchester United fan, you need therapy. Well, Zibi is here for you. Her team has been losing regularly, so she knows what to tell you. Well, they won this weekend, so
yay!
yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti raising concerns over the team's lack of urgency in front of goal, and this is following a nil draw with Real Betis in La Liga on Sunday.
Yes, so tough day for Real Madrid. Like I said last weekend, despite the draw against Atletico Madrid, they still managed to get an inroad into Barcelona. They shaved off 1 point because Barcelona lost later on. But this weekend, Barcelona played earlier. They played against Valencia, finished that game, I think, 1 man down, but was still able to hold on to their lead that Rafinha had, the goal that Rafinha had scored earlier to take away all 3 points. Only for Real Madrid to come up against Real Betis and then drop 2 points. And they could have dropped all three because Real Betis had chance after chance to score. I'm not saying that Real Madrid didn't have their chances to score, but the inroads that Real Betis got to score. I mean, they're looking at the white in Thibaut Courtois' eye several times. That was too exposed for Real Madrid. So unfortunately for Real Madrid, squared up again against Real Betis and not finishing their chances. So I understand Carlo Ancelotti's frustration that the team comes out and plays casually, and then when they see that the clock is running down, then they start creating the chances that will get them goals. So all of a sudden, there's Benzema trying to put the ball in the back of the net. And there's Vinicius trying to weave his way to the defense, and I'm like, where was this at the start of the game? Where's this lack of urgency coming from? So they ended up drawing a game that they should have gotten 3 points in, and now that gap at the top has been opened again to 9 points. So it's not looking really good for Carlo Ancelotti, and I understand his frustration. He has all these great players that can put the ball in the back of the net. He can get goals from midfield. He can get goals from his forward team. In fact, when there's set pieces, he can get goals from his defenders, and he's not even getting any goal. So I understand his frustration. I want to be a fly on the wall for training this morning to hear exactly how Don Carlo is going to talk to his players, but we wait to see the effect of that talk.
All right, so Mikel Arteta has admitted Premier League leaders Arsenal were overwhelmed by the emotionally draining 3-2 win over Bournemouth on Saturday. He said everybody's overwhelmed. It was madness from the first seconds with that routine, and we defended so poorly.
Yes, they defended horribly. Look, I kid you not, referee blew the whistle for match to start. I was about to sit down. I had goal. I'm like, guy, I just came now. Like, match just started now. I kid you not, it was maybe 11 or 17 seconds.
Wow.
It wasn't up to a minute. They kicked the ball. They took the ball from the kickoff. It ended up in the back of the net on the other side. Very poor display. And then Arsenal looked like they were going to come back and get the result because they created a few chances in the first half, but they just weren't putting the ball in the back of the net. They're not clinical with their chances. Second half, you'd expect after a Mikel Arteta halftime team talk, this team is going to come back and rally. With the rallying cry, they're going to come back, win this match by maybe 3-1. No. Shocking. Bournemouth scored again. Arsenal was playing all the football. Then Bournemouth scored the second goal, and they were leading by 2-0. And then the comeback started. It was Partey with his goal that made it 2-1. I think once he got that goal, that was where the turnaround came in. I would say this for Mikel Arteta though. I know a lot of people are going to blame him for the starting lineup. Starting Vieira, putting Vieira from the he played Trossard, but Trossard couldn't come out in second half. I think he was feeling unwell or something. Starting keeping Xhaka on the bench. You can say all these things, but you see, Arsenal has a very busy week. They were going to play Bournemouth on Saturday. Sorry, they played Bournemouth on Saturday. They're playing on Thursday in the Europa, and then they're playing again on Sunday, and then they're playing next Thursday. So at some point, every player is going to have to feature. And every player is going to have to deliver. So you can't say, oh, why did he start a different lineup? He's going to have to because of the number of matches that they have. If not, his guys will be running on fumes. And this is the business end of the league. Of the season, not just the league. So much as I agree with you that some players that started were part of the problem, I'm just going to say those players either drop their salary and walk out, or they get on and play. It's that simple. But Arsenal was able to come back. Now, I'll say this about refereeing. By my count, according to the rules of the game, I saw Arsenal had 3 penalties on the day. The first penalty was the ball that dropped from there was a ball that they kicked high in the sky. It hit a player on the hand. Now, whether the player meant to, the player did not mean to. The rules are simple. If the hand is in an unnatural position, that was not a natural for that position for the hand at that time. So that was the first penalty in the first half. They didn't give it. The second one was the one that the player had his hand by his side when Saka came with the ball, but he moved the hand towards the ball to hit the ball on the back.
So that was intentional.
That's a penalty because he moved his hand to the ball. Even if his hand was by his side, which is a natural position, he moved it to the ball. Penalty. Referee said no penalty. I was like, okay, perhaps it is me. The third one was the one that Billing had his hand in front of his body and the ball hit his hand. And people are saying, well, did you want him to cut off his hand? When you are defending in the box, you defend with your hand behind your back. What's his hand looking for in front? Is this how you jump? You don't jump like this now. You jump like this. How is he jumping like... I did not understand it. So I'm waiting for the FA to explain to me how Arsenal didn't get 3 penalties. So they are lucky that Arsenal scored that third goal. If not, we'd be having another referee resigning officially from the league. But all is well that ends well. Arsenal won the match. Congratulations to Arsenal. For those of you that complain about the time added, after they added 6 minutes at the end of the match, I think it was Smith, the Bournemouth player, who went down, and he went down for almost 1 minute, touching something in his groin. And so they added that one. It was in that extra 1 minute that Arsenal scored.
Wow.
Because Arsenal scored at 6:58. Yeah.
The dogs of football were on their side.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, they didn't rig it for Arsenal. In fact, I think they cheated Arsenal. All right, we'll be taking... Is there any other story that we need to cover?
Yes.
Moisekin that came on for 40 seconds, and then he came on to help the team to try and beat Roma, but he said he got a red card in 40 seconds.
In 40 seconds?
Yes, he literally just came off the bench, ran onto the pitch, took a red card, and went back to the shower. So in his mind now he has earned salary. So we'll be taking your message because I can see green.
It's a lot of green.
It's a lot of green. So let's just take all the messages from top to bottom. Let's leave this story. Let's see. IK says,
the attention of Manchester United has been drawn to a fake 7-0 scoreline circulated on social media and TV stations. Disregard it as fake news. The match has not been played yet. This is the handwork of haters. We hear
we
you.
hear you. Emeka Nelum says,
Manchester United went to Liverpool to drink 7 cups of Anfield juice. I said it last week in that game from goes out the window. Liverpool tends to get hyped when they face Man U. Lastly, as regards the Arsenal game, that was a heart-stopping game. When the Nielsen goal went in, I screamed so loud my dog ran for safety. My throat is still sore from that day. Great weekend.
great weekend. Wilfred from Surulere says, Manchester United went to visit Liverpool at Anfield and they were offered a chilled, ice-cold bottle of 7-Up. Thanks for coming, Manchester United. We hope to see you some other time. Eric, they've changed his name from Eric Ten Hag to Eric 3 Hag.
Wow.
Welcome to Anfield. The devil has been casted back into the lake of fire. Oh my God, he went spiritual. Adiola says,
that was not Man United. Liverpool decimated a Manchester disunited FC. Wow.
Vic E from K2 says,
congrats to my Arsenal ladies for doing a good job by defeating Chelsea to win another FA. Tega, Liverpool sat Man U on a Sunday evening saying, I will deal with you. You thought it was a joke. To my Arsenal boys against Bournemouth, miracle no they tire Jesus.
Amen.
They denied us penalties, but our passion and drive gave us a comeback win.
All right. And Timmy from Ibadan says, Timmy, hi from Ibadan, says, for a Chelsea fan that has barely seen goals this year, the 7-goal thriller is a beauty to watch. Whoever got wiped, I am less concerned. And this is Bosun from Surulere saying,
Boston says it was actually 9 seconds.
Yeah, okay, the goal that Arsenal conceded was 9 seconds. Yeah, from the start of the match. Jesse says, take a good morning. Rochester United answered the call of nature. That's the best way to put it. However, to ease their loathing guilt, you think they can file a doping charge against the Red Rangers? Perhaps that would suit them. No, that will not suit them. And we take one last message because we are out of time.
This one is from Mayo, and Mayo says, wonderful weekend of sports. Mark continued from where he stopped last season in the Formula One. Arsenal are playing like champions in waiting with the comeback. Chelsea won a game. The butcher of Manchester became a janitor in Liverpool after Salah used him to mop the Anfield grass. Luca and De Book reignited their beef from last season's playoff, and all the best to the Flying Eagles.
Oh, thank you. And that's all we can take on the locker room. We'll be back on Wednesday, and hopefully there'll be another team that will be laid on the slaughter for banter. Zibi, take it over from here.
Stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.